From inside Ralph Engelstad Arena, it's time for North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. 6 games and counting in the regular season, and UND is one of 3 teams tied atop the NCHC. Tonight, we look back as North Dakota beat and tied Denver. We'll also tell you about 2 North Dakota seniors up for major awards. North Dakota defeated Denver 4-2 on Friday night. The 2 teams tied 3-3 on Saturday night. Dave, good to be back with you again. Overall impressions of the entire weekend?
Well, it was good hockey all weekend. I mean, it was hard fought all the way through both games. You know, we probably had a more complete game on Friday night than we were able to put together on Saturday. But all in all, just a great weekend of hockey.
And both games basically decided in the third period.
Yeah, no question. I think that's probably what you'd expect between these 2 teams. You know, both battling it out within the top half of our league, and I think that's what you're going to see as we go down the stretch here, weekend after weekend. The
first few minutes of the third period on Saturday night, is that one stretch of the game from Saturday night's perspective? You look back and you say maybe the game swung a bit there?
Well, you know, I guess I go back to, and that's certainly a 2-3 minute stretch there, you know, that we'd like to do a little bit better job. I didn't think we really got settled into our game early in this hockey game either in the first period. You know, we ended up with a good first period out of the power play goals, but you know, there's some areas there we want to start a little bit better.
All right, Dave, we'll look at the highlights coming up next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. North Dakota and Denver inside Ralph Engelstad Arena this past weekend. UND entering number 2 in the nation, Denver number 9. Let's take a look at the highlights, Dave. And this was a game that saw Jim Montgomery, the head coach of Denver, leave Grand Forks on Friday morning after the passing of his father, and David Carl served as the acting coach for Denver.
Yeah, really, you know, really tough situation for Jim and for his family, and obviously, first and foremost, you know, our thoughts are with him, especially going into this game and throughout the weekend as his family deals with their loss.
What was the scouting report that you shared with your team coming into this series?
Well, you know, we played this team, you know, not that long ago, and I think for us it was fairly fresh in our mind. Just a simple game plan of getting pucks out of our zone on the first opportunity, and then pushing pucks to areas where they needed to defend, and if necessary, try to wear them down over a 60-minute period.
Very strong opening period for you here, and generating a lot of opportunities. Some of them on an early power play. That you got 5 shots on goal here on the power play.
Yeah, it was a good way to start on the power play for the night. We did a good job, and I thought our readiness was very good. I thought we caught them a little bit slow, maybe a little bit flat-footed, and built a good first period with that.
Troy Stetcher's 3rd game back, and again, he shows us his value on the penalty kill in the hockey game.
Yeah, he just makes plays. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, we always consider playmaking with the puck and on the offensive side, but there's so much to playmaking without the puck, and Troy is one of the guys that continually does that.
Looks like you have an early lead here as Tucker Pullman's shot goes in, but this is waved off immediately, and a review was conducted, and it was ruled that Michael Parks interfered with the goaltender Tanner Jellett. We see so many reviews these days, don't we?
Yeah, you know, these are things that are outside of our control as players and coaches. So, you know, we obviously spend a lot of time reviewing these, looking at them, looking at ways we can do things differently or better, but it's become a part of the game on a nightly basis.
It sure has been. The Connor Gorder line, part of the reason why you were strong in the first period, that one time out shooting Denver 14-1 here in the first period.
Yeah, Connor's group was good throughout the weekend. They had an excellent night Saturday night as well, but they just go out and they do things the exact same way, shift after shift. And right now, there are 3 guys that are absolutely on the same page with one another.
Scoreless after the end of one. Did you like what Nick Schmaltz and his line were creating on Friday night?
Yeah, you know, that group had done a good job. You know, a bit of a maybe a bit of a odd-looking grouping with Steph Patton, Nick Schmaltz, and Colton St. Clair, but they found some good rhythm together.
Down 1-0, you get the equalizer here, and Drake Kajula is going to go to work from the near wing.
Yeah, you know, Denver's so aggressive with their defensemen in the offensive zone, and we just get, you know, we catch them cheating a little bit down low, make a good play from good, strong positioning defensively, and Drake goes in and just makes a heck of a shot.
It is a heck of a shot. We see it on the replay here, the slow-mo replay. This is just a bullet that he sends by Jellett.
Yeah, you know, he's obviously he's got the option with the pass on the 2-on-1, but he makes no mistake and puts it over the glove.
How about the space that freshman Austin Pagansky is creating these days to make plays?
Well, you know, number one, he takes time and space away so well. He skates well. He's got a big body. He's using his stick to create possession, as you just saw there. That's a real typical shift for Austin Pagansky, and he's doing a tremendous job.
Without a doubt. Third period now, and Michael Parks will give UND the lead. And of course, this is one of Michael Parks' signature moves here, the wraparound.
Yeah, you know, he's able to gain that outside lane, and when he does that, he can be hard to handle coming around the back of the net. He ends up, catching Gelé a little bit, too far to that strong side post, and ends up banking it in as he tries to get back to the near side of the net.
Yeah. Michael Parks, a very confident player at all times, but especially when he works in this area here.
Yeah, this is not an easy play, but he's got a real talent and quick, strong hands to be able to make that play.
Denver ties the game at 2, then immediately goes on the power play. This is a very important kill for you here.
Yeah, and this is one of our best penalty kills of the night right here. We did a great job. He didn't allow anything, and really took the momentum of the hockey game back.
And then, just a minute and 10 after killing off that Denver power play, you're going to get a break here. You maybe didn't have a lot of puck luck in the first period, but you get a break here. Nick Schmaltz, first of all, with a great move, and then it'll be the Denver defenseman gloving it by the goaltender.
Well, if you remember, we said, you know, if we needed to, we wanted to go out, drop of the puck, and try to wear down their group on the back end. Try to create some fatigue. And this is there's obviously a lot of luck to this play, but it's a real good attack play by Nick Schmaltz. And then there's a bit of fatigue involved in this play by the Denver defenseman.
3-2 at the time. Just a sweet move by Nick Schmaltz there. Then 3 minutes and 17 seconds later, you pretty much put this away. You're on the power play here, and Luke Johnson is going to begin this play. Strong play by Luke to set up Michael Parks.
Yeah, first, it's his poise with the puck as we complete a line change here. And then it's just a good power move, again. I think beating a tired pair of defensemen, making a great play to the near side of the net to Michael Parks for the empty netter.
Couple of goals on Michael Parks on this night, and Denver would go with the extra attacker late, but you're able to close out this game and get a 4-2 win.
Yeah, I think it was top to bottom an outstanding performance by our team and what we needed on Friday night.
So North Dakota grabs the series opener at the time after Omaha's loss, moved into first place all by themselves in the NCHC. We caught up with several of your players following the win.
It was a good 60-minute effort by whole lineup up and down. Got to give Zane a ton of credit. He made a ton of huge saves. I know we outshot him, but we gave up way too many grade A chances.
They tied it 2. They go on the power play. How big do you think that kill was?
Yeah, it was huge. Their power play has been good over the last little while here. So, and we knew that going in. We knew we had a big step in front of us. So, I thought our PK did a nice job tonight.
Dave, as you left Friday night, it was another solid game up and down the lineup from your team.
Yeah, we felt like we came out and we played the type of game that we wanted to. That the players were very committed to playing a fast, strong, simple game. We had contributions from everybody in one way, shape, or form.
And no carryover from the bye week that you were coming off of.
No, and we didn't think that we would have any negative carryovers. We practiced well. I think we were mentally and physically fresh and ready to go, and knew what we needed to do coming into the series.
Very good, Dave. We'll take a look at Saturday's highlights next.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. North Dakota and Denver Saturday night after North Dakota's 4-2 win on Friday night. Dave, let's take a look at Saturday night's highlights here. And your team very good on Saturday nights coming into this game, 13-0-1 on the season. And Denver came with some pressure in the opening several minutes of this hockey game Saturday.
Yeah, you know, Dan, I thought as quickly as we got into our rhythm on Saturday or on Friday night, I thought we struggled a little bit to do that on Saturday. Denver came out a little bit quicker, a little harder. But you know, we weren't quite as single-minded in the things that we were doing in the first 10 minutes of that first period. And
you had Zane McIntyre stopping your team here early in the first period. And then later in the first period, very scary play. Trevor Moore with intent ends up taking Drake Kajula out head over heels. 5-minute major penalty for clipping. Very scary play.
Well, it's just something that doesn't need to happen and shouldn't happen. Drake does not have the puck. It's the type of hit that can create a lot of problems for our player, in particular Drake here. So we were fortunate that it's not too severe.
Yeah, Drake would leave and then return later in the game. So you have a 5-minute power play. You take advantage and get a couple goals. First, Nick Schmaltz threading the needle for Keaton Thompson here.
Yeah, we mixed it up a little bit on the power play with the options that the guys were using. They did a great job. Nick Schmaltz attacking downhill there and finding Keaton on the backside.
Yeah, we have seen Nick Schmaltz's passing skills on display a number of times this year, and this is another beauty.
Yeah, it's an outstanding play, and you know he's slowly adding more of the attack mentality where he's taking that puck to the net, which you know in turn sometimes has a way of opening up some more of those pass options.
27 seconds after Thompson's goal, you'll make it 2-0 here. Luke Johnson with the shot that's wide, but here's Nick Mattson to make it 2-0.
Yeah, great baseline play by everybody involved, from Paul Ledoux over to Luke Johnson. We've seen him shooting from that spot, and Nick Mattson right in the spot. Johnny on the spot for the rebound.
And despite that, maybe not a strong start Saturday as you had Friday, you get a couple power play goals. You're up 2-0 now, and you have momentum. Second period now. Drake Kajula returns, and he's fearless, Dave. I mean, we see him in the physical aspect of the game, and then after this, one of his highlight reel goals again.
Well, he's just a competitor. I think that's what it really comes down to. And, you know, his body's not feeling close to 100% throughout the rest of this game, but he just has a way of going out and making things happen.
Yeah. Kajula here with the highlight reel goal, his latest to make it 3-1, and just great stick control here by Kajula.
Real good play by he and Bryn Chiswick. You know, nice chemistry there between the two of them to break Drake in up the middle, and he just fights through. You know, he fights through a slash, he fights through a hook, and he still is able to stay with it and make the play for the goal.
Yeah, outstanding effort by Drake Kajula. Moved to the third period now, and the first shift after Denver got within 3-2, another one of these controversial no goal call here. It looks like Brendan O'Donnell has put the puck in. Our replays showed the puck definitely crossed the goal line.
Yeah, you know, this is a real tough one, Dan, and again, it's something that it's completely out of our control, but you know, I love the fact that our guys answered immediately. You know, we gave up a goal to make it a one-goal game. The Connor Gorder line goes out there and puts Denver under pressure, and they answered, and that's the mentality of our team. Unfortunately, it didn't go up on the board, but as I said, some of those things are not within our control.
Yeah, it was 3-2 at the time, then Denver ties it here 3-3 off the face-off.
Yeah, just a bounce of the puck. It's one of those face-off plays. It's a tough play, but at any rate, it's now about the next play. How are we going to react?
And what'd you think about your team's reaction and the chances the rest of the third period?
You know, I thought our response was outstanding. I don't think we gave up very much from this point on, and we got absolutely back on our toes. Really, I felt we got back on our toes after we gave up the second goal against. I liked our play from there on in. Certainly it was no different after it went 3-3.
Minute remaining here. Zane McIntyre seals the post after another carom off the end wall that we've seen before this season. So we go to overtime here, and you generated a couple shots on goal here in the overtime. The best opportunity coming up here with Troy Stetcher and Luke Johnson.
Yeah, you know, we got up ice here, and this is a play that standard hockey. Good defense by Denver, but we just put it off the pad, and just bounces past and over Luke Johnson's stick, unfortunately, for the empty netter.
And then in the final seconds of overtime, is it a goal? Is it not a goal? Certainly not a goal, but initially Quentin Shore's shot ruled a goal here, but Zane McIntyre immediately recognized that this puck didn't go in.
I mean, the water bottle just happened to be sitting right on the edge of the net. It really wasn't that close.
No, not at all.
Being in the net, it was probably, you know, about 6 inches wide of the net where it ends up hitting the water bottle right there.
Yeah.
So not a lot of jeopardy there.
So we go to overtime. Denver gets the extra point in the shootout, 3-3 overtime tie as you collect 1 point on Saturday night. We spoke with, again, several of your players following the game.
We're disappointed for sure. You home ice here, and we give up a 2-goal lead in the third. That just can't happen. Yeah, it's disappointing, but we'll look at it and learn from it for sure.
We're going into Western Michigan this weekend, and they got a great fan base there and a great building with a great atmosphere. And I think the biggest thing for us is just going in and playing good hard road hockey. You know, over and over this year, we're learning that we're not going to win by outskilling teams. We gotta outwork teams and play good hard North Dakota hockey. And you know, right from the top down, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Dave, Drake Kajula did come back and play on Saturday night. Any update on how he's doing these days?
Well, you know, he's going to struggle through some things here early in the week. We're going to hope that we're going to be able to have him ready to go as we get closer towards the Western Michigan series. But certainly he's going to miss a few days of practice here.
You touched on goal reviews becoming almost commonplace now. Will it be something at the coaches' convention this spring that would be a subject that would be talked about?
Well, it's always a subject of discussion, and you know, really at this time of year, you know, you have to concentrate on the job at hand during the games. You know, some of these things are left for discussion after a weekend and during the week, and, you know, they have to be left to those in charge. Right now, we've got to worry about doing our job, taking care of our own business.
And that is Western Michigan next on the schedule. We'll preview that series and tell you about Mark McMillan and Nick Mattson up for a couple of major awards.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingalls Stat Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. North Dakota seniors Mark McMillan and Nick Mattson have each been nominated for 2 major awards. McMillan and Mattson have been nominated for the Senior Class Award. It brings attention to those fine hockey players who not only excel in competition, but the community, classroom, and character. North Dakota is the only program in the country with 2 finalists. In addition, McMillan is a finalist, one of 5 finalists for the Hockey Humanitarian Award. It's a prestigious award in college hockey, and again, it draws attention to what a player does not only on the ice, but in the community and also citizenship. It's given to, as they call it, hockey's finest citizen. And in his humble way, McMillan commented on being one of 5 finalists, the first in North Dakota history.
Obviously very humbling, particularly the humanitarian award. I think one thing I always look at is there's lots of guys in the hockey world that try to give back to the community, and you see that over and over again with pro athletes, and obviously lots of guys in college do it too. So, you know, I'm extremely proud to be nominated for it. But I think there's lots of guys all over college hockey that are doing similar things.
Dave, 2 good hockey players, even better, really good people, very deserving of their award nominations.
Well, it is. It's pretty special to be nominated for either one of these awards, and in Mark McMillan's case, being nominated for the 2 is really special. But for both Nick and Mark, both real humble people, as you see in Mark's interview, in some of his comments, but just guys that are all in. They're great around campus. They're very good students. They're tremendous teammates. They're great in our community, and what a plus to have them as part of our program. We're extremely proud and happy for them.
Definitely. Western Michigan this weekend. You're bound for Kalamazoo. What are you expecting out of this series? I would imagine a very tight, possibly low-scoring series there.
Well, you know, Western Michigan has been one of the teams that over the last couple of months has been outstanding, both in conference and non-conference play. They've got a lot of size on their roster, a lot of heaviness to their game, but they're a team that can get up ice and make some plays. And, you know, as you said, there is a potential there to be pretty tight defensively. So, you know, we've just got to get our road mentality ready to go, have a great week of preparation, and go in there and worry about playing our game.
Very good, Dave. We'll review the series next weekend here on the show. Good luck at Western Michigan.
Thank you. We're
back with some final thoughts. A look at the pairwise next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. The race continues to be tight and unpredictable in the NCHC following this past weekend games. North Dakota, Miami, and Omaha in a three-way tie atop the league with 35 points, 6 games and counting in the race for the Penrose Cup. North Dakota to Western Michigan this week, then home to St. Cloud State, and its final series of the regular season will be at Miami on March 6th and 7th. Very unpredictable. Teams not only jockeying to win the Penrose Cup, but assuring themselves of home ice in the first round of the NCHC playoffs. UND remains number 2 in the pairwise rankings this week. Minnesota State remains number 1, and the NCHC continues to once again control the top 10. 5 of the top 9 teams in the pairwise rankings hail from the NCHC. North Dakota at Western Michigan this coming weekend. We'll recap the series next week on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. Thanks for watching.